Make sure we're here. We're here. All right. Okay, looks like we're live. We're where we need to be. Welcome to the 5 day, day five challenge. We're just going to give everybody a quick minute here to pop in. If you are here for the first time and you're here for the last day, well, we got jam-packed recap for you. But we also got a way for you to get caught up, look back at what you might have missed, and get you in so you can experience what everyone else is. If you're returning, you did maybe two or three or four out of four of the day so far. Thank you for joining us. Please reintroduce yourself. Where are you from? Where are you tuning in from? If there's an aha moment or something that really resonated with you this past week on this challenge, comment below. Let me know. And we're just sharing this in a few areas, making sure we are properly streaming here, here, and here. Okay, excellent. All right, high level. For those that are on LinkedIn, if you use LinkedIn often, that's where I'm sharing this at right now. If you use LinkedIn often, comment below. And if you've had some success with LinkedIn, let me know what kind of success. Is it by commenting on posts? Is it by joining groups? Is it by just connecting with people and engaging with them one to one? Please let me know uh, if you've had any success with LinkedIn personally. We love to share that with the crew here. Let me make sure I share this part here. Share. That's saved. Okay. All right. Looks like I'm good. All good here. Oh, perfect. Welcome to day five. Jam-packed day ahead of us. We have a whole lot of information to share with you. That's everything related to ascension, retention, and ascension. And essentially, our goal here by the end of this training is to make sure we get most, if not all, your questions answered. You know where to go to continue on next week, and you feel good about what you've taken in, right, in a student mode. And now it's time to implement. Now it's time to really get this show on the road. Um, we've had a few people that have had some demos, some appointments. Um, we haven't had any word on any sales yet. If you've made some sales yet, go ahead and comment below. I know a couple of our previous classes have. But definitely share those wins that you have. It's so important because, think about when you first started in your digital citizen journey. You didn't know what you didn't know. And as you consume maybe information on YouTube, on Facebook, on blogs, on product pages, you started to build this confidence through consistency. And consistency is everything. And, how that relates to today is that what you went through in day 1 through 4 was consistency, whether it was going through the membership training course, learning it, the live sessions, the engagement in the groups, the relationships you make and maintaining them. And you're going to give that same experience in your way to your customers because your customers are going to want you to show up for them, whether they are ready or not. They're going to want you to nudge them, show them, guide them, educate them, teach them, whether they're ready or not. And that's the benefit of working with a marketing agency or a freelancer or virtual assistant that takes their job serious. And that's what the marketplace is looking for people who take their job serious. We're in a time right now where business owners are on their fifth, 10th, or 20th vendor. They're on their 15th, unfulfilled promise from somebody. And they are losing faith. They're losing faith in the true potential of digital marketing, reputation management, building an online presence, because whoever and everyone that they've come across, if they're still not with them, they fell short. And I want you to keep that in the back of your mind. And as it moves forward because you start to see that you have a product, high level, an operating system, high level, you at a higher level, creating yourself in your hyper-local market, in your local area, whether it's an online local area, whether it's an in-person local area, where it's an organization, you're bringing all this together based on your consistency and your knowledge and the fact that your platform that you use, that you rebrand into your name, makes it clear and obvious that the work is getting done, that the results are coming on in, right? So I want to share this with you because I was speaking to somebody yesterday and they shared technobabble, the term technobabble. If you know what the term technobabble is, comment below, right? If you're familiar with technobabble, comment below. If you're the type of person when explaining something to someone that you're very techie, you're very detailed, I'll raise my hand right now. Let me know if you're the same way, right? Let me know if you're the same way. And I'm asking this for a reason because in the conversation I had yesterday, it was, man, you sometimes go a little too deep in the weeds, right? You're going a little bit more than what I need to know. And I said, give me an example. And the gentleman I was speaking to says, well, what if I told you that I have a podcast and that I've created my podcast with so-and-so software, and in so-and-so software, there's 15 features that I use, and those 15 features are this, and then I connect those 15 features to another process. I add an RSS feed. I set this up. I do that. I do this. And then my staff does. Do you care? And I said, no, I don't care. And you lost me after the first minute and a half. Well, I want you to just keep in mind that your customers at the stage that you're going to be in now with retention and ascension may feel the same way with you. Because if you go too techie with them, if you go too detailed with them, they're going to get lost. They're going to get overwhelmed. They're going to get exhausted. And it's not that they don't care or they don't want to do it. It's just that they're trying to run their business, right? I want you to think about this perspective here, because this is going to play a big part in when you start to position the ascension part. When somebody is not doing good in business, they're not happy, right? They're stressed out. They're exhausted, right? And the last thing they want to hear is how they need to spend more money to get more potential growth or get more potential customers. And then the last thing they want to hear after that is how you're going to do it all for them in detail. Like, just give me the end result. And I share that because, we're going to go over today how to articulate the end result. And although we may be tempted, depending on your style in working with clients, you may be tempted to go in depth because you want your customer to know. You want your customer to know that you know what you're doing. You want your customer to have clear expectations. No matter how much you go in depth, it's not going to resonate with them at that moment. So what you always want to do as part of the retention and ascension is make sure you're using your high-level system and documenting your meetings, right? Whether you're doing voice annotation and then copy pasting into your notes, whether you're writing it down and then taking a photo and then that takes a photo and uploads it into text, whatever you got to do, I want you to look at it like a doctor, right? When you go to the doctor, maybe your doctor has a computer stand that they bring right next to them, and they're taking notes as they're talking, or they're talking and then they take notes, but they're not leaving the room until those notes are taken, right? Or you may have a doctor that has a voice recorder, that their voice recorder, that making it obvious to you, right? But very rarely, unless maybe I just go to different doctors than you do, but very rarely do I see them with a pen and paper, writing stuff down, looking up and down, talking to me. Rarely ever, right? And I share that because you don't want to do that either. You don't want to be looking up and down, right? You want to maintain eye contact because that's part of retaining their attention and ascending to their goals, ascending them into the next level, right? So my recommendation is you have your voice recorder. If you do a Zoom, you have your Zoom meeting recorded. If you have your notes or your something nearby, you do that. But you want to stay focused like we're doing right now, me to you, eye to eye. We want that experience. So, and if that resonates with you, or if you have some feedback or some context to add to it, comment below. Let me know. I think this is an important part in the training, that whether we bring on 5 customers that we treat as a beta, meaning they don't pay us, but we just get them some results for case studies, or we bring on 5 clients that are very low priced, right? But we just want to like get practice, get some local case studies. We still need to be able to do what I'm talking about right now, right? Which is have a good connection, good notes, and a good plan, right? So I'm gonna go take a look at these comments here. I'm gonna see what we got here as responses. I'm gonna jump on YouTube here. As like I mentioned before, and if you're new to this, you know, I'm gonna be observing YouTube, right? Right here. I got you. I'm watching what you're saying. I'm engaging with you. I may not shout you out and say your exact name. I may not, you know, answer your exact question. My colleague Jordan clearly is in the comments working with y'all, but I got my eye on this, and I want to make sure that you know that this is an important time for you and for us together, right? So let's get into it. If you're cool with that, let's get into it here. I'm going to share my screen, and what I'm going to get into here is pretty much what I've been talking about, which is the retention and ascension. And you know, for those that have been commenting and sharing and just, you know, having conversations, continue to do so. We're going to pull a winner today. We're going to pull a winner before we leave today. And that's to our high-level swag store. Pick up some high-level gear. We have these. We have others, right? What we've learned really, really quick, really often here is that I've never worked for a company where people don't bash, right? Like, they don't have complaints. I've never worked for a company they don't have complaints. Like here, the complaints are different. The challenging is different. It's all because they want more, better, and stronger, but the product is amazing. So people wear our brand to the gym, to the store, under their suit jacket. We've had people wear them to special events, right? And if you've seen somebody with this shirt, you resonate with that person, whether it's at the airport, out and about. I've had a chance to experience it and do it myself where I'm like, oh, you got high level, right? So go ahead and comment below, get engaged. I want you to win your shirt. We got tons of stuff to give away, right? So in recap here, you know, what we went over through day 1 through 5, by now you should have gone through the membership course. By now you should have set up your system. But then again, there are different folks at different levels with different priorities, different responsibilities, and I understand. So if you haven't yet got a chance to complete these parts, just add them to your calendar and get them done at your pace, right? But don't let it sit by itself because it won't care for itself then. But the gateway offer that I spoke about early on in day 1 as part of our unpacking of our opportunity is right here, right? So this is your setup fee and your monthly fee, right? So I'm going to go a little bit off script here because I think it's important that I try to give you as much best practice and examples as possible. But let's just fast forward the scenario with this. I've met you. We've talked. We've done some texting, some chatter. Now I'm at the point where you say, "Hey, John, call me up Friday at 12 p.m. Let's talk about getting going." Right? I want to know what your best price is. Let's talk about getting this going. Right? So I jump on, we connect, and I go through our agenda, and now we're at the point where it's the price, right? And let's say you're a chiropractor. I say, look, doc, you know, the most exciting part about what I've gone over with you is the potential is there for the taking. And what I mean by that, doc, is that because you see patients by the dozens within a given day, you have the volume to ask for a review. You have the volume, right? And with that volume, doc, let's just look at it like this. Your average patient, your average new patient, your average new cash patient, not even insurance. Let's talk patient that pays out of pocket. Your adjustment, let's just talk about the adjustment, the one service you offer. Your adjustment is $55 per visit, right? Your care plan recommends 3 visits a week, right? So we're talking about $165 cash, part of a 3 times a week care plan is $165 a week, typically 4 weeks in a month. We're talking about $660 per month, right? $660 per month is what one patient paying out of pocket, $50 to $55 a visit for, let's say, a 40-minute visit 3 times a week, $660 a month. Now let's take that across 12 months. That's $7,920 over the course of 12 months. Doc, for every review you get, we know, you've based it, showed me some data, right? That you retain your patients for a year, right? You retain them for a year. So let's just say $7,000 for the year is what one patient is, and one review is worth $7,000, right? Now you have 5 reviews. That's $35,000, right? And the reason why I put $7,000 as the value is because based on what you shared with me and what I know as a patient of a chiropractor, is that if I see a positive series of reviews, 3 series of reviews back to back from someone that has a profile picture, someone that I can recognize or I can get a good intuition that they're local or they're real, you got me as a patient walking in the door, right? You got me as a patient walking in the door. It's up to you then to take care of me and bring me through the finish line, right? Now, if I don't do that, well, then you lost $7,000. The problem is, Doc, and this is the problem, and this is what I kind of just want to bring to your attention here, is that you don't know what you don't get. You don't know what you don't get. So you really don't know how many you're losing out on. You only know what you're getting in. Because there's no way to tell, unless you really look at the back of your Google business profile, that if you had 3,500 views on your Google business profile, right? You have 3,500 views on your Google business profile. How many of those views could you say became customers? Right? How many of those views could you say became customers? Well, typically what people will do is they'll ask, how did you hear about us? How did you hear about us? And typically people will say Google, 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 right? So let's just say at a 3,500 views for the month, right? Very small amount of views. Let's just say 3,500 views. You had 30 new patients come in. You have 30 new patients come in that said they heard about you or found you on Google. That's great. 35 new patients found me on Google. Phenomenal. But what about the other 3,470? What about those people? Because we had 3,500 views. We minus 35. That leaves us with 3,470 people unaccounted for. So, Doc, I know that this could be a lot to absorb, but we got a solution. We have a solution in place. We have a solution in place, and that's exactly why we're going to keep reviews coming in, and we're going to keep accountability coming in with messaging. So when people have questions, they can message. When people have service, they can share an easy review, right? So what you see here is pretty much what it's going to take for us to get this up and running, right? So your initial setup fee is going to include me integrating your Google business profile, me connecting your Facebook profile, me making sure the testing and everything is well, me making sure your reviews automation responses are set up, me making sure that the app and you are connected, you're using it, you understand it. And we got about maybe 15 hours of training, right? Give or take, me giving you a call, you jumping on a Zoom, back and forth on email, right? There's about 15 hours of like ramp up time that we need here. So that $197 setup fee covers all of that, right? Then your monthly fee is $197, right? That's month to month. There's no contract. we ask that if you do want to cancel, you give us at least a 10-day notice, whether it's through text, our website, call me, whatever the case may be, we need at least a 10-day notice because we want to make sure in that 10 days we transition ownership and everything that's yours back to you. That you have everything that you've let us use to help you with your program, we get that back to you the right way. Okay? And if something were to change, we have some wiggle room to get you back in the mix. Right? So that being said, Doc, today to get you started will be your setup fee in your first month. That'll be $394, whether you want to do that on Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Apple Pay, Tap to Pay. I mean, I got it all. I can set you up right now. And then other than that, I just need to get a time within the next 48 hours to onboard you, and we'll get you up and running. Awesome. Welcome, Doc. I'm excited to work with you. Right? And boom, that's what we got there, right? So in that example, your personality, my strategy, your strategy, where I'm at in the country, where you're at in the country. If you're out of the country, you're out of the country. It's all different. But what the core is the confidence. The core is the consistency. The core is the clarity. That's the core. So, I see a handful of folks sharing, well, that setup fee might be a little less, or, mine's this or mine's that. Like, that's amazing, right? Like, so we just use this as a framework. For someone that may not be comfortable, confident, super brand new at this, but I've seen people, and we have a few now that, have shared it. Some people charge $2,500 for the setup fee, and then $497 per month. For the reputation, and maybe a handful of training hours or community, or however they bundled it. But see, here's the best part about all this. You're paying high level either $97, $297, or $497. Whatever you decide to charge is on you. You collect it, you keep it. Just you got to make sure you fulfill on it. You got to fulfill it, right? And I believe that that's the most exciting part. And sometimes it's the too good to be true part. You can name your price, and our price doesn't change. So if you have questions below, comment below. If you have a tip, a strategy, a best practice, a story, jot it down below. Jot your story down below. Jot your feedback down below. Feel free to share something you've experienced that you believe will be helpful to all of us here. And that's how we start to really build upon. So there's power here, but the power is really in the listening, the ears, and the talking, and then the next step, like walking people through the next step, right? So, as I mentioned before, early on in our training, for those that may not be familiar with the term gateway offer, we're using this Trojan horse approach where we're utilizing the reviews and reputation feature as the one feature that's going to make a measurable impact, a visible, easy to see experience impact. And then we're gradually over time expanding into other parts of our service offering. And with what we do and how we do it, we make an impact on the bottom line, because we have the data to support when review requests are sent out. We have the data to support when reviews are coming in, when we've responded. The way that we've set up high level, it's almost like an ATM, a ledger, right? If you ever go to the ATM, you deposit money, it documents it on a ledger. What happened, how much, how'd it go? Take out money, it documents it on the ledger. Right? Look at high level operating systems do the same thing. Like, if you're on the 497 plan, right, and you're rebilling your AI credits for the review response, like, it's going to tell you in detail. This is what you're paying, and this is what you're charging. This is what we did, and this is what the result is. Like, that's how awesome it is, and it pumps me up because there's a lot of companies that had the opportunity to do it this way, but they just didn't do it. And that's why we're at the We're at the cusp of the evolution of CRMs and the evolution of agency tools because we listen to our agency customers. And we got some big agency customers. We got people that do big numbers on a monthly basis, and you would even never know that they are customers of High Level. So this isn't just something we're coming up with, out of hopes and dreams. This is based on information that we've collected, that we've been shared with, and now we're sharing it with you, right? So the benefit of this gateway offer is creating this utility bill style approach where you're shying away from content creation and you're going towards quantifiable offers. You're going towards things that it's set up and go. It's plug and play. It's close to instant result. It's close to instant visibility, right? Just think about this. You're my customer. I sign you up. I import your list. I tag your list. I set up your text messages. You set up your phone number, but the text message part doesn't work yet because I have to wait for approval. But I go email. I send out the email blast instead, and I get you 5 reviews from the email blast. Then I get you another 5 reviews from the email blast. Then eventually, let's say 3 days, 4 days, or a week and a half later, your phone number gets validated. I then take that list of people that didn't leave reviews and I send them a text message. And now you got 10, 15, 25, 30 new reviews coming in. What? You know how excited you'll be? Like, you don't even need to worry about what the result is for the business. Like, you're just pumped that your customers are happy and sharing it. And that's what I want you to be able to somewhat feel if you're super new at this, that you want your customers to feel. And when we do that, we start to take this awesome roller coaster together, right? We start as the gateway offer, the one-time offer, right? Then we add on the monthly recurring, right? Where it's, the setup fee, then it's, 1 month under the belt, 2 months. They're with us 6 months, right? But before they're with us for even 2-3 weeks, we're sharing different paths and we're expanding them into our different services. They're seeing what our AI chat's about. They're seeing what our social media planner is about. They're seeing what our AI phone assistant's about. They're seeing what our pipeline features are about. They're seeing what our DM comment automation features are about. Everything we share with them, everything that we potentially offer could be purchased on its own for $100, $500 or more. But we get to include it as we want to. And here's an example of how this evolves. We started out with the repetition and reviews, right? Then we went into some Google My Business optimization, some web chat, mobile app. We expanded into conversations, landing pages, funnels, SMS, email marketing, sales pipelines, opportunities. Come on. There is money to be made. And there are people to help. If you feel good about it, let me know in the comments. If this is clicking, let me know in the comments. Because here's what I want you to be prepared for. Your first 14 days after the yes are going to look like this. Step 1, you want to make that sales call, right? Go over the gateway offer and say, hey, look, I got some more stuff that I've been looking over your account. I pulled this marketing audit together for you. I was looking at a few things, and I think we have an opportunity to map out where else and what else we can start planning to do, right? And now we're setting up that planting that seed. We're planting seeds to grow flowers. We're planting seeds to grow flowers. Doesn't matter how much water you put on them. It takes a little bit of time. But if you don't plant any seeds, no flowers are going to flourish, right? And by the time you get to that onboarding call, right, they're asking, what else can I do? I get these emails. I get these phone calls. I got this. Someone told me this. Someone said I should do this. You can just hear it because when you start hearing, when your customers start like reaching out to you, hey, John, what do you think about this? Or hey, John, I got a phone call about this. Is it worth it? Hey, do you know anyone that does this? That means they're interested and they trust you and they want your insight. Do not take that for granted. Do not take that for granted. Right? Those are signs that don't sell me, but guide me. Don't sell me, but I want to buy something. But John, what do you mean by that? Meaning they don't want you to take advantage of the fact that they're asking questions about things that they know will probably cost more money, but they just want to know that you know what it means, what they're looking for, and that you have the knowledge or the opportunity to provide it to them. And then they take a note, and then you then work out those next steps, right? And then by the time you're 7 to 10 days after, right, you're on the check-in call. Hey, how you been, man? Hey, I got some great results to share with you. Did you know? Oh my goodness. Hey, what have you been doing lately? Your reviews are on fire. Did you get some new staff? You guys changed some stuff at the office? These reviews are a lot different than what they were a few weeks back. Oh man, I took some of your advice. I did this, I did that. We're doing this, we're doing that. Great. You mind if I show you something that I've been introducing to my other clients throughout the country? Yeah, what do you got? And that's when the expansion offer comes in, right? Again, you could decide when you want to speed this up or slow it down, but don't leave money on the table by not offering anything. Don't leave money on the table by not innovating for your client. Don't leave money on the table by not having a bigger picture and putting yourself in their business as if you were their marketing manager, their marketing director, and thinking on their behalf, because creativity is not a standard, right? Grit is not a standard. Hustle is not a standard. Not everybody has hustle, grit, and creativity. But if you're in this space, you either got all three or two of the three. So leverage that to help others grow, right? And that's where those first 14 days, it's fun, it's magical, but it's also it's a good learning opportunity for you, especially if you're brand new at this, right? So in those first 14 days, we start to build the foundation. And then after that, we need to know what tools we have, right, set aside, because look, first 14 days can go great, but customers will ask questions when they start to plateau. Customers start asking questions when they start to plateau. Customers start asking questions when they don't remember what they should be looking at, when they don't hear from you, when the excitement is not what it used to be like. That's where you have to leverage your tools, but you should always be leveraging these to tell the story of success or to tell the story of potential opportunity or pivoting. So using the high-level reports is key, right? And that's through the reputation management section, as well through the sub-account. There are reports that show how many phone calls, how many contacts, how many emails, how many review requests. These are all reports that are created and available for you. You just have to either set the reminder or organize them, right? And then creating a dashboard for these KPIs, if you're on the 497 plan, is an opportunity. You could do so, right? But if you're on a regular 297 plan, you could still also use the reporting that we have available there too. And as you're going through the reporting concept, whether it's on a check-in call, follow-up, or just a text message, a check-in text message, including a screenshot of the dashboard and where they could see it themselves is always important. See, your reporting is transparent for you and for them. But sometimes customers don't log into the app. Sometimes customers only log into the app, but not the mobile. Not the web version. The web version gives you the true details. The web version gives you the true details of what you need and what your customers would need. So with that being said, leverage these reports, be familiar with them, understand them. Now your KPIs for the reputation management are pretty straightforward, right? Pretty straightforward here. And this is why, in where I mentioned earlier, having a customer list is key. Having a customer with customers is key, right? Because we're going to look at the review volume. We're going to track the number of new reviews received monthly. We're going to look at the average rating. That can fluctuate based on the amount of reviews and how often they come in. The sentiment. We're gonna snippet the sentiment, what people are saying, how they're saying it. And the engagement, right? The response rates, the feedback. And as we start to do this, we start to identify success stories within our customer base. And that's where you get to use those stories moving forward, right? So making sure you capture before and afters are key. Testimonials are key. And start to plan out creating those case studies. I always say, if you have a customer early on that's happy, get them on a Zoom, record. Hey, you mind if I ask you a couple questions? I would love to, showcase you. It'll also help you, with people seeing you online as well. Blah, 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 blah. And you record a quick 3-minute video, right? You have some questions, record it. And then, as you're doing this, what's the result? As you have consistent communication, as you provide consistent updates, you start to build a long-term relationship of trust. And that personalized experience that your customer receives and that you get to give and receive is what evolves how much they invest in your company, in you. And although everything may not be peachy, it's really about addressing the concerns as they happen. Address the concerns as they happen. And we do so by maintaining an active notes section in our high level for our customers, by making sure we're having touch point meetings, whether it's through email, text, phone, Zoom, and taking good notes and asking questions. And when you do that, these concerns might pop up, and they may not really be like a big concern to you, like, because you know how to handle it, but to them, it could be big. So be respectful of the potential concerns and bring that confidence and bring that confidence and comfort that you'll get it cared for. Hey, no problem. We'll get it cared for. I'll put something together. I'll show you how to get in there yourself, and we'll make some adjustments on our messaging, right? And as you start to do this, you start to see what kind of client base you have. Right? And you start to analyze your client's needs. You start to analyze their business. You start to analyze what they got going on. And then you're able to say, hey, this is a good opportunity here, right? And then you're able to make relevant recommendations. You're able to give them a free trial of one of your services. You're able to tailor additional roadmap proposals of what could they be doing more of, and what's the timeline that we should get involved with that. Because if you're having two-way conversations with your customers and you're engaged and they're having some results and you're handling the good and the bad and the in between, well, then you got a good business going. You got a good client base going. And now you're able to sell additional add-ons. So like, the reputation management, you could sell the automated AI reviews response as an add-on. You can cross-sell Yext, which is, a tool that's best used to improve your local SEO and your visibility by making sure your name, address, phone number is accurately listing, by giving you access to over 95 profiles that you can add in photos and content and links and updates. Imagine you just closed and you don't want people to drive over there and be upset that you're closed and then leave you bad reviews. You go into Yext, you update your hours, you update your message, your highlighted message, and it pushes it out immediately to all the profiles that are relevant on Google and the search engine. And that way no one makes a mistake to show up. because you have to unexpectedly close. And I think the most important part here is, well, what does that do? Well, that keeps your customer with you, right? That keeps your customer with you, because if your customer is seeing these efficiencies in play, they're seeing the result of these additional services and these additional recommendations. They're fruitful. Well, then they want to do more check-ins with you. They want to have more strategy calls with you, right? They want to know and grow with you. And that's where you start to really increase your customer retention techniques, right? Because you're insightful on more of their business. You're insightful on more of their journey. And as you're getting ready, right, to retain that business and maybe ascend your staff or bring on a helper, well, you have information to share with them to help them serve your clients better. And as you are selling your clients based on what you know about them, upselling just becomes easier, right? Upselling becomes easier when you consider two things: the benefit that the feature or function will have on the business, and the consistency of knowing how their business operates and what's realistic for their local market. And as you start to understand those two parts of their business, you can start to put together a performance review. You can start to go in depth on more gaps. And then you can start to create this ascension roadmap. And I'll give you an example. Let's say you're working with a client for 2 months, right? They're a hair salon, right? And you've been working for 2 months. You're doing their reputation reviews, but they say, look, I see like a lot of my competitors and other hair salons, they're on social media. They're always on social media. People are commenting on their posts. They're doing this, they're doing that. And I say, okay, would you like to do that? Well, I don't want to do it myself, but I would like to know if there's a service that'll do it for me, or how do I don't have time. Okay. Tell me a little bit about what you're looking to get out of your social media outreach. What are you looking to really, what's the end result you're looking for? You want more customers, more new customers, right? How do you think that what they're doing on social media is attracting new customers? I agree with you. I believe as well that people that move into an area are typically looking on social media to find out what's going on in the area. And based on what they search in their area, the algorithm says, hey, look at this area, look here, look there. And if you post relevant information around what you do for your business in that area, well, you should show up too. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you 100%. So what you're saying to me, if I'm correct, if I'm wrong, is that you want to get yourself out there on social media more, right? Great. And why do you feel that you're ready for it? Look, Joanne, I'm on the same page as you. And that's exactly what I was thinking. Since your reputation is built with 40 reviews of people talking about great things about what you do, I also feel that this is the perfect time for you to get on social media as well, because you're leaving some clues behind of how great you are and what your customers think of you. So let me put together a strategy. We can touch base later today if you want, or tomorrow. We have a feature that we can do what's called our social media planner, but there's a caveat to it where we could do a engagement automation. So you probably see this where somebody will say, comment this and receive this, or comment this and get that. I'm thinking we go that route and we disrupt your whole area by the comments coming in and the engagement. And if you want to do some paid ads, that will work even better. I see it in your eyes. I'm excited too. Okay, great. Let's put that together, but let's get back to this here real quick. When it comes to, and then boom, with a transition, right? It's the give, the take, and then the map out for what's next. And again, my style may be totally different than yours, but it's the storytelling as well as the strategy sharing, as well as the enthusiasm and relationship that evolves this customer's trust in you, and if they spend more money with you. So if you have questions, throw them down below. Throw your questions down below, right? Throw your questions down below. I'm going to open up here high level. And I just want to run through a couple of things here visual with you. I think it's important that we, yesterday we did more techie first, then visual after. I want to switch it up on this one because the content's a little shorter, but the techie could be a little longer. So jot down any questions you have. And I'm going to get into this here in a quick second. Let's see here. See what I got to show you. Let's see here. Acquisition. All right, pull this up here. I had this tab open, but my browser, my internet in my area has been acting up here. So appreciate y'all patience. Okay. So here we go. So here's a couple call outs. And if you're on the SaaS mode, even if you're on the 297 mode, these call outs will allow you to set your upsells. So let's talk upsell real quick. You see these? These are set there so that way you can have your customer easily click and upgrade. So this upsell set for $99 a month. They click, as long as they have a card on file, it goes live, right? So that's that one. Another one here was the WordPress, but that disappeared. But in order to set those up, you'll go to Agency View, and you'll go to, let's see here. Where did that go? Just a moment. You'll go to reselling. And this is where you'll set your prices for the services that you want to resell. So if you want to resell the branded client portal app, this is actually new. Click learn more to learn more. You could resell it as needed. So let's say I did this for $99. I pay high level $49, my profit's $50. Right? If I want to resell Conversation AI for $78, I'm sorry. For $78, high level, I pay high level $49, my profit's $29. If I want to resell Yext, my price is $30, I charge $99. If I want to resell, this goes on and on, right? We just launched the Ads Manager. So if you want to resell the Ads Manager, you could do so as well. Right, so all your reselling happens here. This is for a quick click and upgrade. Doesn't even require you to do anything. Click, upgrade. Right? You have any questions about that, let me know. I also want to touch on something that you'll use in your upsell strategies. Which is the prospecting report, the marketing audit report, right? So let's say I'm supposed to meet with Jenny Sue's Pet Grooming and Pet Oasis, right? I go show report. Let's say this is a check-in call. We're just checking in, going over this briefly with her. And here are my opportunities. I can upsell Conversation AI. I can upsell maybe a website service. I can upsell my Reputation automatic reply service. I could upsell Yext as needed. Right? Yext here. Yikes. Right? So you have a couple different things here you can do. I could actually also show some of the progress of the positive reviews, right? So you could leverage. This is something like tangible, right? People want to see tangible. People like to know that you did a little bit of prep. This is your prep. What's nice about this is that you can have your website set up. You do a couple of paid ads, got the Conversation AI rolling. It books appointments for you. Maybe you put a post on Instagram or Facebook, comment this to receive this. You get a couple of those that come in. Conversation AI takes that. And then now you got a few appointments on the calendar. You're back to back. It's only you. How do you prep? Jump into the marketing audit report portal, plug in the information, your prep is ready. Fast, done for you, right? And what's nice about this, here's what's even nicer about this. You could actually, there's a widget in the website builder that you could actually connect this marketing audit report with a form fill on your site that they could fill in the information, and this is generated, wait for it, automatically. Yep. So there's a lot of different flexible ways to really make this work. And this could be you make a website page for your customers called Evolve and Grow, right? And that maybe has your calendar link on it, maybe has a free option for a marketing audit report of where you're at, maybe has a video of you, hey, just wanted to say a quick hello. I'm excited for what you have going on. You're entitled this month for your marketing audit report. Click below to claim your audit report. Looking forward to chat with you. Feel free to book a time if you'd love to chat more. Right? You're just giving this options of communication with you out there without picking up the phone and calling directly. Right? So all of this matters. And here's where I go back to what I was saying, creativity. Creativity does not come with everybody and everything. Hustle does not come with everybody and everything. And consistency does not come with everybody and everything, right? Those three are like the toy growing up that said batteries are not included. The hustle, the creativity, and the consistency are the batteries that are not included. How about that? Right? So I want you to be excited about this ascension and growth part of your customer base, because it's there for the taking. Whether you do it, someone else will. Right? So as we continue on here, I give you went in on that because it's important that don't leave money on the table, right? But now let's get into our reporting. So as we go into our reporting, depending on what services you have for your clients, you can go into, bear with me, the reputation section here and include this as part of your marketing audit report, right? And you don't even need to screenshot this stuff. You just got to, show them the link. You maybe do a quick Loom. Hey, for today, for this reporting, go here, 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 and I can explain to you on how it works, right? And this is pretty simple, straightforward for the reporting on this, right? This is pretty straightforward. Now, let's say you have your customers a little bit more in depth on your platform. Well, then you can use this reporting feature that shows their Google ads, their conversions, right? Shows their Facebook ads report and conversions, their attribution report and conversions. Maybe they're calling people and conversions, their agent report, right? Maybe they have salespeople. Maybe they just using the sales pipeline. And then appointments, how many appointments they have, right? All of this, as long as your customer is using the platform as their core platform, this is all data that will naturally populate because they're in the software. You've set everything up for them. Now, how does this relate with reputation? Well, the better reputation they have, the more sales activities they're doing, the more appointments they're being requested, the more volume that's coming in. Because reviews drives volume. Reviews drives awareness. Right? So this is all for you to keep in mind. And then you have, other ways that you can showcase those wins. And another way here would be the opportunities, right? And this would be showing, like, let's say, for example, you did a manual importing of contacts. You could show, right, where your review requests are at, right? So, so-and-so customer, we have, 50 review requests that were sent out, right? 150 that were sent out for the second time, and we received 45 reviews, right? Again, so it's going to take a little bit of practice to truly get comfortable articulating this and working with the data you have, because the data could be spun in many different ways. But at the end of the day, if you confuse them, you lose them. If you confuse them, you lose them. Stick to this. This is what matters. We sent out so-and-so amount of invites. We received so-and-so amount of reviews. We have a positive sentiment with a touch of a negative sentiment. Our average rating is this. Our review trends that come in are this. These are the latest reviews that have come in. And this is the sentiment of those reviews and the rating and the details. That's over the last 6 months. Let's look at this week. This week, we've had this, this, and this. This month, we've had this, this, and this. This year, we've had this, this, and this. So you're able to share by date range just this one screen alone. This one screen alone. Okay? And that's the foundation, right? So let's wrap this up here. And let's wrap it up as realistic as possible. You give me money because you met me or you were referred to me by somebody. I commit and promise you that I'm going to help you get more reviews, increase your reputation, respond to your reviews, and give you an all-in-one platform that you could upgrade within if you decide to. Okay? I'm going to charge you a $197 setup fee and $197 a month. Today, you're going to pay $394 for the setup fee and the monthly fee. Within 72 hours, I'm going to set up your account, right? Then when I meet you on that time, I'm going to show you what else research I've done. And I'm going to map out an ascension plan with you of where you could be if you do more things or prepare to do more things. And as we do that, you will feel the confidence and the excitement of what I have to offer. And once I send out your first batch of review requests, I am setting up a call to review those reviews that came in from it. And then I'm setting up another call, maybe another 2 weeks or a month, to review what else has come in. And as long as I have a process set up where your customers are tagged, so you sign them up or you put them in, and then the review request goes automatically, I'll always have a constant flow of reviews going out and coming in, and I'll be able to always show you what I'm doing for you as my service. And you will stay with me for as long as you can afford to, right? That is the ingredient to success using reputation management. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. You pay me, I set up a system. The system set is 80% set up. You just put your customers in the system. We hit send, we automate, we checkpoint, and then we rinse, repeat. And then we talk about growth in other ways. If you have any questions below, comment below. If you have any questions, comment below. Our training that we do in the membership course section in the university tab, I'll just walk you through this here really quick. We'll go in depth in a couple different ways. But let me share my screen here. So on the agency view, you're going to go to agency view. You're going to go to university. You're going to scroll down. You're going to go to reputation management playbook. You're going to catch up with all these days if you haven't yet. Day 5. and then the collaterals, right? Everything's here. So what we've shared with you on the lives is best practice strategy. What's in the course is textbook and action items. And what's here is what you're in control of to help people in your local area either establish a reputation, protect their reputation, or recover from a reputation, negative reputation blitz, right? Because businesses experience that too. You have the tools to assist them. You get to determine how much you want to charge, and you have a way of showcasing all those results for them. We're at time. This was short and sweet, but for a reason. Because the time that we would have spent here on any other day, you have to put into work. You have to get your high level set up. You have to get your domain set up. You have to get your process set up. You have to get yourself out there, meeting people, talking to people. Because retention and ascension doesn't happen without interested people coming in, conversations, and sales. You got to get those sales. So if you have any questions, share them. We got to pull a winner. Jordan, do we have a winner? In the comments below, our winner for today will be listed. See that winner coming up here? Y'all have been amazing, man. We got so much stuff ahead of us, and I really feel that everyone here that's been engaging with me, and I appreciate all the support. Congratulations to our winner. Look, without a solid audience of people that want to win, then we don't have a race, right? A race is when you got competition. A race is when you got people that when you look back, you can't slow down. And what I want to tell you right now is you're about to jump into a race in your local market where there are big companies, publicly traded, privately funded, that have thousands of dollars of marketing ad budget that are blanketing your whole area with a price point that maybe is below, if not higher than what you're offering, but they have the advantage of the market. So it is now your responsibility to own your local market, whether it's networking, social media, online presence, paid ads, you going door to door, whatever you prefer, wherever it's available, and let people know that you can help. So I feed off of you, you feed off of me. Let's eat together. Let's eat together. Let's get some action, right? Hand raised in the air if you're excited. Comment below if you're excited. Don't get me hype. It's Friday, but I call it Money Fridays because we're about to make that money, make some change, and build our future for ourselves. Thank you all. Y'all been great. If you have any questions, jump in the Facebook group. Comment below if you're watching this on the replay.